Okay, here we go. Gonna make another video here. We also got a new version of the Basket Writer, version 5, which will be posted on the front page sometime today. So that's basically the reason for this one today here. Otherwise, everything is not a lot of changes in the Basket Writer, just a minor one. So we can get started here. As you can see, I got the Basket Writer. This is version 5 now. You notice there's nothing different here. And apparently the market's moving a little bit because we got some bigger numbers now in our strength. 152 on this one, 147. So looking good. And we usually trade the 1 hour, like I said before. This is the daily we're on, but what I want to do is show you what new function we've added. Remember, this is just for training. This is not, whatever baskets I show you are not ones you should be trading. They are just basically to show you how to use the Basket Writer or the BT14. They are not something you should go put all your money on. I do not advise that. That's up to you which baskets you choose. So anyway, I usually trade that 1 hour, so I'm going to click on the 1 hour. And as you notice, I clicked on the 1 hour. We got all our new updates here for our strengths. And our bar charts over here also updated. Remember, this all updates. The bar charts and these strengths all update every 5 minutes. And everything in this area here updates about every second or so, 1 or 2 seconds. You can see these numbers changing here. So this is real time right here, where these are every 5 minutes. You don't need these any sooner than 5 minutes. And as you notice, I clicked on the 1 hour. We got a new button up here that popped up. And we can call that our educational button, or whatever you want to do. Practice basket button. What it tells you is the EA has done a search and it's found some pairs that might work in a basket for practice. Remember, this is for practice. Now remember, we went back to the daily. There is no button there. That's because the EA has not found any reasonable pairs to trade on the daily at this time. You go over to the weekly, apparently it has found some. 4 hour has found some. And on the 30 it has found some. So apparently there are some trades available out there to practice on. So we're going to go back to the 1 hour, and we got this button now. So we'll call it our educational button. It's kind of like we can call it our dummy button, I suppose. Like all these books you buy in the bookstore, they call, like Microsoft for Dummies, or things like that. How to build a house for dummies. We'll call this our how to build a basket for dummies button. So we click on it, and you notice it lights up some of the pairs. And in this case, we got what, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Looks like it lit up 10, which we can build a basket out of, or we can go down here, clear the tabs if you don't like any of those, clear the tabs, and pick our own. Now you notice the button went away. It'll come back after this thing updates again. Or to get it to come back sooner, I can just change time frames like I did before, because then everything updates right now. And my button comes back. Click it again. There's our same ones. So they haven't changed yet. So if you like those, or you want to practice with those, remember this is our practice for dummy button here. Go down and click on the Basket Writer, and he pops up just like before. Now I didn't change the name in Windows in the Basket Writer. It's still called Test, because I'm just going to be doing this one basket for now, just an example, Test Basket. So that's why it's called Test. Remember, that's the default name in there. And in this case, it's called Test 10 because there are 10 in the basket. If you count them, there should be 10, and they should match up with what's selected over here. So all I'm going to do is put that in here, and we'll go have a look and see what it looks like. Now remember, this is just for practice. I'm not telling you to trade these. That's your own decision. You got to pick your baskets. This is just a basket for dummy button here, we'll call it. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear the tabs because they should have the offline chart should have created. And there it is, our test 10. So let's, and you notice it's popped back up again because it was after its 5 minutes. Bring up that, and we'll put a plain template on it like we normally do. Remember, this was a 1 hour. There's 10 pair in this basket. And I'm going to go up here and I'm going to use my lines. And then what I'm going to do, like we always did before, I went back, open up the indicator, and just hit OK just to refresh the chart, make sure the chart is correct. And I'm going to hit the minus key a couple times to see what's going on. And it looks like we got a little bit of consolidation there. And we've been in this area before, so could mean we're just holding off. We're going to go higher or we're going to go lower. Now, remember, like we did before, if you want to see if there's any support, any more resistance up above up here, what you want to do is create maybe a weekly chart of this and see if you can find some more up there, or maybe we're at as far as we're going to go. This is all the history I got right here right now, so I can't look any farther back on the hourly here. So we'll put that back up there like that, and then I'm just going to move this over a little bit, make room for my BT14 when I put that on there. Now if you have no idea where the support or resistance could be, like I said before, you can always go back over here and throw on the SupDem. See if it shows you anything. And right now it is showing us some resistance. And that is coming from this point back here. So what we can do, like I've done before, throw the BT25 on there. I can leave the magic number the same because I don't have any other ones running. I got to change the lot size for this demo count to 0.1, remember. And the rest we're going to leave alone for right now because I'm not going to set up any kind of entries for 0, 1, 2, or 3. I'm not going to be using any of those. If anything, I'll be using the breakout lines. And remember, if you have a suffix or anything like that, be sure you put it into your pair suffix down here. Otherwise, the EA won't be able to find the pairs. And we click OK. Get rid of that. And there are our 10 pairs. The BT14 found them. So now you got to make a determination on just what you want to do here. Like I said, it looks like we're in consolidation. We could be hitting resistance. Are we going to break through it, or are we going to bounce and come back down? So one thing you could do, I normally use breakout lines. You can use pending order lines, and remember what the difference between the PO and that is. The pending order lines is all that has to happen there is this gray line. The price line has to touch one of the lines. But if you use BO, breakout lines, the price actually has to close above or below the line. So it's up to you what you want to use. I usually use the breakout. It's a little safer. So what I'm going to do, we'll just place one Nice one at the top there. So if it does break out and go long, it'll take off, and the other one will place down here about the same distance. It's up to you how close you want to place these. Let's try it right there once. So if it breaks out above this line, it'll go long. If it breaks out below the line, it'll go short. And you can see we got a little bit of support down here according to that indicator. After a while, you shouldn't have to use any indicators to figure out where you're at. You should be able to see these areas on your own. This just gives you a rough idea of it, if there's any in there. And as you can see, there's been a bunch of garbage across there. But this would give you a possibility of, now when the candle closes, of course, it ain't going to close right on the line. So we're not actually going to get, like 450 pips or so like that, because it'll close below the line. So if it closes below the line, depending on where it closes, it'll cut down on what your profit is. So you're going to end up with 300 to 400, depending on where you set your take profit points. Now, I'm not going to set any take profit points or stop losses on this. Of course, the stop loss will be set when the trade is opened. Remember that. It will be set. Like if this goes short, the stop loss will be set at the top line. And if it goes long, the stop loss will be set at the bottom line. Now, if you want those stop losses to trail, you can turn on the trailing stop here, and that way they will trail. But now what you do is sit and wait, see what this does, and if it does break out, then what you can do, and once you're into a trade, then you can add a take profit if you want to. But being on a 1 hour chart, you got plenty of time to watch this, unless you get a monster candle that gets you way down there real quick or way up. But for now, we're just going to leave it like this. Watch it, and we'll turn it on. So if it finds something, breaks out, we'll take off. So that's about covering it for this one here. I just wanted to show you about the basket button for dummies, we can call it here. Call it a test button. Remember, it's not always going to be there. If the EA can't find enough pairs to put in a basket that it seems like maybe a possibility of a good trade, it will not be there. So we'll get this posted, and we'll sit and watch and see what happens to it.